Hey, true believers, Englentine here. Captain America 695, Mark Waid picks up the reins and decides he wants to take Captain America back to glory. That's the whole point about these legacy titles. They're going to make Marvel great again. And let me tell you something. I'm on their side. I want Marvel to be great again. But unfortunately, it just seems like they just can't get out of their own way to make a good story. That's what happens here anyway. Captain America number 695. Trying to forget the whole fact that Secret Empire had him be a Nazi. And we know that at one point in time, Mark Waid was one of the greats. So what happened? Well, let me tell you, it actually starts pretty decent with a retelling of his origin. We get the whole thing, you know. Of course, it's not any kind of big detail, but they don't need it. Yeah, this is not a reboot of any sorts where we have to have a new origin story or anything like that. But it's still a decent cover. And it gets everybody caught up, which I kind of dig. Enough backstory told in one page just to get you where you need to be. And then we move forward to 10 years ago. Just a couple of years from what they say here, from when he is removed from the ice. So, okay, let's say it's 10 years ago. I suppose they're talking about modern times, so let's put this maybe around 10 years ago. That would be, 2007? So, okay. All right, were white supremacists really a problem in 2007? Were white supremacist groups a problem in 2007? Yet guess what he's fighting? This identity politics bullcrap did not really start until, what was it, since the last 5 years? But the book opens, he's fighting a white supremacist group. Okay. Couldn't be a terrorist group of any sorts. You know, I mean, like just normal. Couldn't be criminals. Nope, we have to bring in identity politics. That's what it's all about. They don't even think about the fact that this whole freaking thing, god damn it, I'm tired of this shit. I really am. I'm tired of seeing this kind of thing in comics. And I'm not talking about, oh, you went against a white person, but that's bad. No, any identity politics I think is bad in comics, and yet they pull it in. And what's really crappy is change the villain to somebody who would have actually been relevant in 2007, and this is a decent opening. I mean, it really is not bad. The art is a little iffy, but otherwise this could be a strong book. It could have been definitely a strong opening if it wasn't for that. And I understand. Look, Captain America's white, you got that, so it kind of balances it, right? The hero and the villain. But the thing is, like I said, it just wasn't relevant in 2007. And that's where it falls. You could have had anything. You could have had any little bit that's actually relevant to 2007 that would have stood out. But they chose to go this route. And you know why, too. You know why? Because we've seen what Mark Waid's been writing. We've seen where his head is at these days. And that is just why I'm saying just keep identity politics completely out of this. You can go for ideals. Protect the ones who cannot protect themselves. Help the helpless is one of those vague concepts that everybody can get behind. So just leave it at that. That's all this book had to do. And it shows promise, and that's a sad thing too. There are moments in this book where you're like, okay, yeah, if they follow this can be really good. So he's on a motorcycle, and he goes to a place called Captain America, Nebraska, as you can see here on the bottom panel. And I'm thinking, okay, so it's a little, what was it, Kerouac? You know, go around the country, find small places, you know, just go and discover America again. And what Captain America should always be about is basically the rugged individual. The individual is the most important in America. And that's what he should be about. And it almost captures a feeling of that. right here in the beginning when he walks into this town, and it's the same town that was attacked that he saved in the opening. But it would have been so much better to focus on the individuals and focus on the ideals. But they have to be, if you're going to make those statements, it has to be something that everybody can get behind. It has to point out that everybody can do and everybody can be against. I always point to God loves, man kills. Don't hate someone for the basics of, religion, race, sex, sexual orientation, that kind of thing. Ideals and ideas so big that basically it's a simple lesson, but it's one that everybody can get behind, and I think that would be cool. I love this bit right here where a guy goes, "You're an icer?" And he goes, "Icer?" And he asks him about it, and and it just occurred to me, because I never thought that nobody would believe this story that Captain America was found in ice. Instead, he says, well, they just got a new guy, put him in the suit, called him the Classic, so everybody would get behind him. There would be conspiracy theorists like that. That is a great idea. This is what I'm talking about. There are moments of brilliance in this book. And then they go, it's like for every step forward, they take a step back. Then you start talking about, what does Captain America mean to me? And you have people saying, well, I came from here and Captain America saved me in this, and this is why I do, like you have a first responder here who got saved from Captain America. And why wouldn't that happen? Why can't somebody be inspired from somebody who had been helped by somebody else? So now they are inspired to help others. And that, I think, is kind of cool. And I like this part. It gets a little cheesy, and by a little, I mean a lot. But sometimes American cheese is good. So why not? I mean, it is in no shape or form the best writing I've ever seen Mark Waid do. But here's something that I thought after I read this book. Of course, in a little bit, after all the stories are told, the same group of, and I am air quoting here, white supremacists that were in the beginning of the book, they come back. And everything that was good about the book goes away. I mean, it really does. Even the intelligence. At one point, he says, "You think I'm here?" I don't know what Captain America's voice was. I guess Chris Evans. I can't do a Chris Evans impersonation. But he says, "Oh, you think I was here by luck? I had intelligence, motherfucker." Now, Captain America wouldn't use that word. But point being is, he said he was there for a purpose because he got intelligence. That he got information that said these guys were going to cause an attack. So how did he not know about the town named Captain America, Nebraska, and that they had this festival that day? Because when he walks in, he's surprised. How are you going to do that, dude? And why would you wait until the moment where they're actually on stage? Were they not like behind the stage or at some point getting out of a truck before they got into the crowd? You could have attacked them so the crowd was not in danger. Instead, he stood and watched the show until they attacked. So every little bit of what was good and what may have been smart about this book was thrown right out the window. Sorry, dude. Didn't make sense to me. I found that to be a weak part of the story. But I had been challenged once to never break down what you can't build up, so here's an idea. Captain America already knows about the town Captain America, Nebraska. And he knows about the festival, and he wants to visit there because he himself feels bad about his legacy because of the events of Secret Empire. So he goes. And while he's enjoying the show, in comes the Black Bloc, in comes Antifa. Supporting Captain America is supporting racism. It's supporting hatred. We're going to beat up anybody who tries to speak or tries to disagree with us because they are Nazis. And, of course, there's a fight. You can put the Patriots there, too. What is the name? Bay Stick Man and all them. Sure. Because violence at the political rally, it's kind of un-American. Attacking people for their political beliefs, yeah, it's kind of terrorism. And I know I'm going to get comments on that. But he could stop the fight. And then the big speech is about individualism. It's about freedom of speech. It's about freedom to be heard. Nobody has to listen. But if somebody has the right to speak, if they paid for the platform, then by all means. That's something big. That's an idea. That's an ideal everybody can get behind. An anti-violence message. Definitely anti-violence in place of politics. That's somewhere where we are right now. The entire country is divided. And sometimes if somebody disagrees with us for even the smallest of reasons, we attack them. So why not have Captain America stand against that? But, you know, you got to make a point. And the point now is there's white supremacists everywhere, underneath every pillow and every corner. At least that's the way it is in Mark Waid's house. And so that's the way it is in Captain America 695. But that's just my opinion. What is yours? Have you read Captain America 695? Do you think Mark Waid is returning him to greatness? Do you think Mark Waid is returning to greatness? I would like to hear your opinion one way or the other. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think it's all crap? Let me know in the comments below. Also, what about that art? Was that just like the simplest art? Was there any shading? I don't remember seeing anything. Are there any more inkers in Marvel? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, you want to see more, click like, click share. And of course, you know the drill. If you haven't done it already, click subscribe and that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Also, if you don't mind helping us out, support us, let us keep making these videos and help keep the lights on. We do have a Patreon and a VIDME, so links are in the description below. Go on over, drop $1 in the till. Cool things happen. I'd like to thank everybody else who has done that already. And to everyone, all of the true believers who, like Captain America, believes that America doesn't hand you things on a silver platter. Sometimes all she offers is hope. We thank you very much for watching.